Good afternoon and welcome to another video on the AutoVlog YouTube channel. Very, very exciting day today. A lot of stuff going on. I mean, I have pretty much my whole garage is just filled with a bunch of new car parts. Fun time on the channel, definitely. And if you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I just posted, well, I mean, you guys will see this day later, but I just made a post saying that my wheels are in. I just saw them today. They are absolutely awesome and I cannot wait to get them put on first thing next week. Lift kit, wheels, tires, and I'm waiting for the new bumper as well. It's said to come in on Monday, so I'm hoping that it comes early Monday or late today so we can have that put on at the same time. But in today's video, however, we have other stuff that we will be doing to the F150, and it is its first performance mod. Yes sir, we got a box here from Roush, and it is of course a cold air intake. We got to start somewhere. I know it's not a supercharger and, you know, crazy horsepower numbers or anything like that, but it's something that I feel like we should start with. Well, we sort of started with the Borla Attack exhaust system, of course, but this is the first thing that's going in the engine bay, and we got to get it loaded in the truck. And just like that, we are back at Moon Township Ford. We're gonna pull the truck in the shop and get this cold air intake installed. Extremely excited about that, actually. This is gonna be awesome. Trying to figure out where the hell Brian is. All right, so we found him. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
All right, let's go. I can't wait to work on a 300-degree truck. It'll be awesome.
You're welcome. I feel like we've done this many times. Me filming, Brian pulling my truck into the shop. How's it going, Brian? Look at this tight ass stall he has here. It's hard to pull a truck in. All right, let's unbox this box. Boom shakalaka. There's a big old air box.
See how much?
So this is supposed to give 13 more horsepower and 19 pound-feet of torque. It's rated very high. It's a dry filter, by the way. So the reason I picked this, I don't know why my glasses. So the reason I picked this Roush intake instead of, let's say, a K&N intake. Let's ask Brian if he become a professional here for 1 second. I've heard that the K&N ones, since, you know, they have that bare metal, very cool looking like intake tube, that it can heat soak. Is that true, Brian?
They all heat soak because they're all in the engine compartment.
Well, anyway, I picked this one, so I think it's gonna be good.
Hold on.
All right. It's an old airbox, dirty filter, and for some reason, Brian wants this. So I'm giving my old air filter to Brian.
I want the air filter. I want the old air intake.
Okay. Clamp one. You're such a master technician, B.
Easy peasy.
It's coming along. You're a fast worker, Brian.
Yeah, flat rate, you know.
So half an hour later, we are done. Most of the work, of course, done by Mr. Pittsburgh Views here. So the old cold air intake was pretty easy install, according to Brian. So the only thing missing now is, of course, a startup. So you could hear some intake.
A little bit, yeah, but when you're driving it.
Yeah, I know. When I'm driving, you won't hear much.
Yeah. Your exhaust sounds too sweet.
All right, so for the second part of this video, I got to give a huge shout out once again to 4x4 Truck LEDs for sending me new LED projector fog lights. Now these are new on the market. These are supposed to be the brightest ones that you can currently get, and they are the Lumi LED ZES. So we're gonna get the truck up on the rack here and replace the whole fog light assembly. Now apparently I'm the first one to get these. They currently have a version on their website, but these are supposed to be twice as bright. So yeah, gonna be very interesting to see the difference in the fog lights. All right, so I thought I'd show you guys real quick here. We have the truck up on the rack. We're gonna get underneath here. Here is the actual fog light assembly and the bulb. So we're gonna take that out, and then we gotta remove this screw right here to get the whole actual assembly out. And then you gotta pry here. All right, we got it out. Time to put the new one in. And both of my stock fog lights, they're cracked. So it's nice to get them out. And then you gotta take that piece out.
Yeah, it's like a little plastic nut. Not 1,000 degrees.
Sweating, Brian.
Sweating.
There we go. Nice little assembly there. It clicks in, and then you just tighten the screw to not have it flopping around. So putting new ones in is a lot easier than taking the old ones out. Would that be a correct statement, Brian?
That will be correct.
So before we pull the truck out of the shop here, we actually have another F-150. Now this one has the Borla S-Type. Oh, what a difference. Still sounds really, really good, but that is not nearly as loud as the Attack. But we're gonna do a little rev off here between the S-Type and the Attack to see the difference. All right, so Brian's getting in the Platinum here with the S-Type. I'm gonna start it up. That's where the big difference is, just on startup. It's so much quieter. Still very loud when he revs it though. Now we'll do the Attack, just to do a side-by-side comparison. Yeah, definitely louder. But that is no slouch though, the S-Type. If you want an exhaust that doesn't make your neighbors hate you as much, you can go with the S-Type. It's probably very hard to catch that on camera, but I can hear the intake a little bit. And the fog lights, they are really, really bright. I mean, they are. It looks so much better than before. All right, so big thanks to 4x4 Truck LEDs for sending me these fog lights. If you guys are interested, definitely contact them. I have all their information in the description below. And if you choose to purchase something, use the promo code AutoVlog at checkout and save 10% off your purchase. And if you guys are interested in the Roush cold air intake for the 5.0 V8, or the EcoBoost for that matter, I will have a link in the description for that as well. Big thanks as always to my buddy Brian here, Pittsburgh Views. Definitely go check his channel out if you haven't already. Always helping me out. I honestly think I could have done the cold air intake by myself, but the fog lights, that would have been tricky. I would have lost patience and given up and went and seen Brian anyhow. I just know myself. Now we're gonna go grab some dinner. So before we go to dinner, I'm gonna go get some gas because I got 17 miles till empty here. Now I'm sure there's a running in period on this cold air intake, but it's supposed to give you a little better throttle response. And that was about half throttle. And you know, I'm not exaggerating or anything. I'm just saying this because we just did this video and then installed the cold air intake. But it definitely feels like it breathes better. You know, 13 horsepower in a big old truck like this is not going to be anything significant. You're going to be like, wow, extra power. But you can feel that teeny weeny little amount there. It definitely feels a little sippier, probably the wrong word, you know, in regards to throttle response and when the power comes on, just from driving up that hill. But yeah, finally have a cold air intake on the truck after 40,000 miles. Definitely needed. That old air filter was shot as well. All right, so we are back home in the garage. The sun is going down. And there is a thunderstorm coming, I think. But now that it is a little darker, let's check out these new LED projector fog lights. Oh yeah. I mean, they are really bright. The lowest beam right there, that is the fog light. So yeah, they are definitely bright. And here comes the rain. So I'm really happy about the fog lights and of course the cold air intake. But in true mod fashion, you know, the front bumper is coming off. And with the new bumper that's coming, there are no fog lights. So they will be coming off here pretty soon, but replaced with a light bar. So there's a lot of awesome stuff coming on the channel here very, very soon. Next week is gonna be pretty badass if I say it myself. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this upload. If you did, you know what to do. If you're stopping by for the first time and you haven't already and you want to, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.